Hi, I'm Kim Shadowan from Lipscomb's Public Relations Office, and today I'm here with Laurie Sain, who is Dean of Housing and Residential Life, and we're going to talk a little bit about what residential life is going to look like this fall and things you need to know before you come to campus. Laurie, thanks for joining me today. So we've had a busy summer, a lot of good stuff going on and a lot of plans and all of that, but before we get started with all that, you've been at Lipscomb for a while, and you've been a residential hall director in RHD. So tell me a little bit about just your time at Lipscomb and just your experience with residential life and why you love being a part of that so much.
Well, I fell into a wonderful job as an administrative assistant for the Student Life office back in 1999, and there were only 5 people in our office.
Wow.
And our office has grown into 75 plus people that's under this Student Life umbrella. I got the great opportunity to be a head resident in 2004, and I started that journey for 16 years in Fanning Hall, just living life with our students and getting the great opportunity to raise my children on this campus.
I was going to say, your kids grew up there.
My children were raised on this campus. And we just there have been very sad times and there's been very joyous times, and getting to experience that with students and my family and my team has been one of the greatest joys, and it's a core memory that will be with me forever and ever. That's who I am as part of who I am.
All summer long, there's been a group of people hard at work preparing for the fall, and we know that the fall is going to be kind of unique from anything else that we've ever done. But can you tell me a little bit about just what you all have been doing to prepare over the summer? And I know there are certain protocols, and we can get into that, but what all have you been thinking about doing this summer?
Well, we've had to rethink everything residential life in the past is to bring as many students together and have big crowds of people and serve our students food and have programming and events that we bring, campus-wide. We can bring 500 plus students together in a dorm-wide event of 100 or 200 students. So we've had to think opposite of what we've done in the past,
right,
to give our students the same experience and give them what they are all craving, which is community and relationship and the connection that they find in their college year and their college experiences on campus. So when we're thinking about that, we have to think about what does a typical night of programming look like? What does room check look like for maybe a freshman just checking in on our students,
right,
or checking in with people throughout the dorm that might just need, is everything working okay in your area? Working with our students to make sure that they are finding the resources they have on campus. So all those things, without doing it face-to-face sometimes, maybe we'll have to do it through a FaceTime call so that we're protecting our students. So we're having to think about the safety of our students within our residence halls, the safety of our RATs that are helping manage those students on each floor, our residence hall directors who manage the whole building. So safety, cleanliness, how we're going to enhance the cleanliness protocols in our building, how we're going to make sure that the bathrooms are cleaned more regularly, that the high-touch areas are cleaned more regularly. So working with other areas like our housekeeping department through service operations, or through just helping our students learn the responsibility of cleaning their personal spaces. That's another piece of what we do, is we help our students. I like to say our job in residence life is helping our students bridge over to adulthood. So when they leave our campus, maybe they'll know some of the things that they'll need to do for personal care, so cleaning their space even more effectively. And then move-in. Move-in is always a great, chaotic day.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask about. It's fun, chaotic, lots of tears, lots of excitement.
And Target trips and
getting
everything that you need for the room, but we've had to rethink that to keep our students safe. So our residence hall directors team has done a fantastic job of giving 3 days for our new students to campus. We're going to start at 8 a.m. and we're going to end at 7 p.m. every day, 3-hour blocks of time. Those students should have been contacted, and if they haven't, they need to let us know, and we'll make sure they have a time to move in with a confirmation time of arrival. And then our returning students will do the same process over a 3-day period. And we'll bring them to campus 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 3 block times that they will be confirmed returning to campus. Unfortunately, roommates can't move in together because 6 people in a room is a lot.
Yeah.
We're going to let our...
whether it's a pandemic or not.
It's a lot of people in a room. But our students are allowed to bring 2 guests.
Okay.
And I know that's hard to hear, but we want to ensure that we keep everyone as safe as possible.
Sure.
We're going to ask them to use the Lipscomb Ready app, and we've already tried this out on some students that have arrived early to campus. Some of our athletes, and it's a smooth process, so they'll let us know that they've gone through the app and they have a green light to enter. We'll take some temperatures just to be sure, and then we'll let our students come in. We want everyone to wear a mask. Mask is a part of your fall wardrobe, so that's, and I like to match, so it's okay to match your mask to what you're wearing, and so that'll be another great part of our moving process, just to keep everybody safe. So everything we've had to think opposite, but that's the way we've had to look at everything. Small groups, safety, and a lot of hand washing.
And you've got, what, over 1,500, almost 1,600 residential students this fall.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to keep everybody safe.
And y'all did a lot, too, as we kind of transitioned back in the spring, when people went home and we were on remote learning after spring break, and your team had to move pretty quickly to facilitate the move out, and then there were some students who weren't able to come back and get their things, and so you had to kind of move them out. So y'all have been nonstop.
Summers are usually a time of regrouping, rethinking, and we have been rethinking a lot about everything. But a really cool part of this process is that we may incorporate some of our new procedures that are going to make it better for us as we continue through the year. For instance, our moving process, we've moved to all online forms. So our students will have all their forms filled out before they get to campus, and they'll have one form that they'll have to do in person, which is their room inventory. But other than that, everything's done online, and it's going to save them a lot of time so they can get to moving into their room and getting set in their time period.
Well, that's great. So I know there may be a few other protocols that are in place in addition to wearing the mask, and maybe just some suggestions for when the students are in the dormitories, and just some ideas of how they can be safer and healthier just living side by side.
Right. So masks are going to be a big part of our campus, and we want our students to feel comfortable within their living space. But if they're in the lobby areas, we're going to ask that they don't congregate in large groups of people, and that they do maintain their social distancing. And wearing their masks is going to be a big piece of that in some of our common spaces within the hall. If our students are waiting in line, and hopefully they won't have to wait in line for showers and that type of thing in our community bath areas, but if they'll give each student some personal space, 6 feet is what we've been saying and what we've been hearing. And that's what we want our students to continue to do, is to give each other space and 6 feet apart. And within their residence, in their room, we ask that the roommates try to establish sides so that they can be very respectful of each other's personal space, and wipe down with a Clorox wipe or whatever they're going to, antibacterial wipe, that they're going to wipe down their high-touch areas too, their doorknobs or whatever that they're going to be using, and that they see that they're using over and over in their rooms, just to keep themselves safe more and more.
And that's probably not a bad idea at any time.
Exactly.
Because that's one thing I know, that when we're in college, we don't always think about something. Like you said, it's that bridging to the adulthood, and sometimes you share a Coke or something like that, and so it's just probably good practice always.
Right. And unfortunately, some of the things we're going to have to take offline. So our kitchen space, our dorm kitchen spaces, we are going to have to lock down, and that is from some great, wise people on our campus who think that that's the best thing, and I truly believe that's the best thing too, to lock those spaces down just to keep our students safe. And We'll monitor study spaces and make sure they're cleaned if we do. That's still a little bit up in the air about if we're going to close those down. Kitchens, I know we will close down. And we're going to keep our students safe, we're going to keep outside guests from coming in the residence halls. So that means only the people that live in that residence hall will be permitted to be in the hall. No guests, and that means no guests across campus. So we want to make sure that people understand it's to keep them safe and to keep the limit down to people that go through the halls.
Right. And that can help too with contact tracing, if somebody were to get sick and all of that.
Exactly.
So are there any suggestions? I know there's a whole list online about, items to bring and not bring, but, given the situation that we're in right now, I know masks obviously would be something good to bring. Is there anything else you can think of just from that might be helpful?
We're going to use the outside, our beautiful campus. We have one of the most beautiful campuses in the world. And so we want our students, if you've got one of those camping chairs that your parents drug to your baseball and softball and soccer games, we ask that you bring those. We're going to have
maybe a hammock.
Some hammocks. That would be a great thing to bring. Students are going to have opportunities to have outdoor spaces around campus, and we want them to be able to have, comfortable seating, and that would be a great thing for them to bring. I would also, and I bring bug spray because you're going to be outside, so that would be a smart
bug
thing.
Spray, that's good. Good mom tip.
That's mom tip. And then I would bring, antibacterial wipes, anything extra that you could bring. I would bring not just one mask, I would bring several masks. I mean, we want students to have, we want them to be clean, so we want them to wash the mask and not reuse the same one over and over. So several masks would be a great thing to bring. And then I just think a great attitude. I mean, be ready for what may come next. And I've been in this for 20 years in higher education and residence life, and look for the blessings. I say every day, I've got to know some really incredible people through this process, and I think our students are going to meet some really incredible people through their first semester back to campus after this has happened. And I think a great attitude and great flexibility for what we might need to do, I think that's going to be really important.
So there have been a lot of good things going on with our actual residential hall facilities this summer. We're sitting here on the porch of Johnson, but right across the way, and I don't think we can hear the construction right now because they're done for the day, but Elam Hall has undergone a massive renovation. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I went in Elam on Monday, and I've been going throughout the summer. It is beautiful. It is going to be a fantastic place for our freshman women this fall. The bathrooms are incredible. One of the things, it will have a bathroom. There's like 6 on each side hall, and it has a toilet and a shower and a sink all in one area. So you have your own private bathroom to use, and then when you go in, which is the coolest thing, when you go in that room and close the door, a light comes on and it lets you know that space is occupied. So I thought that was really cool.
Well, yeah.
And everything is just so nice and so new and so pretty.
And there's an elevator?
There's an elevator.
When I lived there 100 years ago, all the way up on the 3rd floor, so it's like going up 4 flights of stairs even just to get to the building.
It is great. It is so pretty, and it's so very part of the building you don't even realize it matches so well to the older building, the new construction, and everything is just going to be fantastic this fall. The lobby is enormous. When we do open the kitchen back up, it's enormous. There's just a lot of area in the lobby that small groups of people can gather. So that's going to be a really good thing that we can utilize this fall is small groups of people, 10 or less, that could get together in those lobby areas. It's just going to be great. Nora's office is going to be, Nora Johnson, our residence hall director's office is right there in the lobby. There's going to be a really cool place for admissions to have a showroom and a place to have meetings together, and that's going to be a really neat feature for admissions. Nice. So when we have people come on campus, we don't have to go into a student's room. We can take them right into our
Yeah.
showroom and show what everything will look like. So it's a very exciting time, and they've done a great job.
That's exciting. Yeah, that'll be a big change because when everybody left, it was the old Elam, and
Yes.
here we come back and it's
Yes.
brand new.
Yes.
But you mentioned Nora, and that leads me to talk about just the team that you all have in place. And I know we have some new faces,
Right.
So we'd just love to hear about the RHDs, and then also I would love just to know a little bit more about the RAs because they are kind of on the front lines with our
They are.
students, and they work really, really hard. So I would love to hear more about your team.
Well, we've hired 3 brand new residence hall directors this summer. Asa Bailey is our new Johnson Residence Hall director, and she's from Houston. She went to Pepperdine, and she is so excited to be here and is doing such a fantastic job already connecting with her RA team and her residents in her building. Lexi Walden is now over Bison Hall. Nate Barton transitioned over to Sewell Hall, and Lexi Walden she comes to us from Auburn University, where she was a grad assistant there, but an area coordinator in residential life there at Auburn. So she brings a lot of experience and has hit the ground running, and Bison Hall is doing an absolutely fantastic job. And recently we hired Rachel Clark to oversee Fanning Hall. And Rachel was an RA for our team several years ago, and worked for me when I was a residence hall director in Fanning. So she's come home to Fanning Hall, and we're very excited to welcome Rachel Clark. And this is her first week, so she's really hitting the ground running. And our RA teams will show up this weekend and move into their rooms and get settled, and then we'll train with them next week. And I can't say enough about the RA team. The RA team, as you said, they are the frontline workers. They live on the halls with our students. Our freshman RAs I think everyone can remember their freshman RA. I know my freshman RA was Becca Ray. I will never forget her. She got me through my freshman year and helped guide me along the way. And so our freshman RAs really are that person that our freshmen look to, and to help them through that first year as they adapt to college life. And then our returning student RAs, they are just solid. A lot of them are returning RAs, so they know the ropes, and they really mentor our new RA teams that come in, our new RAs that come into our team, and just really know how to nurture our students, how to help them, how to point them to the resources that they need, and they celebrate some of the greatest things with our students, and then they're there to help them at their darkest times, and help them get through those times and walk alongside them. And I mean, I could tell stories all day long about how wonderful RA staff that we have on our campus. They are our leaders in our residence halls. They were leaders across our campus, and we could not do our job without our team. And then they become a family.
Yeah.
Rachel Clark, she was one of those students that became family to me because our RA team does life together, and there might be a facilities issue that we work on together, or a student that needs us in a time where they've had a loss, or just everyday fun programming times. But they're so wonderful, and we will have a fun time next week with our RAs as they return to campus. We'll train. We'll do a lot of training, extra training
this year.
Extra training. And then just get them ready for moving. They are the backbone of our campus and our residential program. We are so happy to have such a great team.
And so I know some people probably have gotten information about their specific rooms. I know on occasion on social media we get some questions about measurements of rooms and layout, just for planning purposes. What's the best way for people to get that information? Just to visit the website, or what would you suggest?
They can contact me. For right now, Elam's a little bit harder because we're in the middle of a renovation with our team. But any residence hall director can help a student if they have some questions. So I know this summer several of our students have reached out to the residence hall directors and they are listed on our website. And I think we've kept them updated
Yeah.
because we've got a lot of change this summer. But
And
if
we'll
they-
share the web link on this.
Right. And if they need some help and they can't find the answer, they can always call me. And my number's listed on the website, or Rachel Smiley, our Director of Housing, or Jonathan Williams, our Director of Residence Life. We have a lot of people that are willing and able and anxious to help.
Well, thanks for joining me for a few minutes today, Laurie, to talk about residential life and housing.
We can't wait to see you in a few weeks.
No, it's coming.
It's coming.
Thanks.
Thank you.